In this video, we are briefly going to talk about vocalizations, as a deep dive into the complexities would require it having its own separate series. We know dogs vocalize. They may bark, whine, howl, or growl. There's a separate video coming up shortly on growling, so since we are going to address that on its own, this video is primarily going to focus on the other vocalizations. Barking is often considered to be a nuisance behavior, meaning that it's a natural species-typical behavior that tends to grate on our human ears if done excessively or in situations that we don't deem appropriate. Many owners want to know how to stop a dog from barking, and if the barking is unhealthy or reasonably disruptive, then a look into the motivation is definitely warranted. Attempting to suppress barking with a myriad of tools available on the market can prove futile since they don't address the issue at the root cause, and they can worsen anxiety or intensify behavior problems down the line. There are many motivations to barking, such as alert barking, request barking, defensive or reactivity barking, and boredom barking, to name a few. If we don't figure out what is driving the sound, we will often struggle to address it at its root. This is a communication tool for your dog. Not taking the purpose into account is a bit like someone who doesn't speak your language, assuming everything you say and every tone you use means the same thing and is of no real importance. Alert barking is to draw attention to something or alert those around them of its presence. Request barking is something that happens out of frustration when the pup is trying to communicate a need, even if they want something you don't think they need. Defensive or reactive barking is a means of trying to ward away threats or scary stimuli, and there are many more reasons why a dog may bark. As we've said, it's complex. Dogs will bark at other dogs for all of these reasons as well, whether it's for solicitation to play, albeit it can be a bit of a rude one, whether the dog is uncomfortable and wants space, or whether the dog is just alerting to the other dog's presence or making their own known. Whining is a communication that can be just as versatile in its reasons. Anxiety, frustration, arousal, attention-seeking, and the list goes on and on. If your dog barks, whines, or howls when you leave them alone, this is a signal that they may be in distress when separated from their humans. Please check out our separation anxiety page to find out more about this. All of this is to say that while these noises can be frustrating for us, they mean something to the dog. If your dog is barking at quote-unquote nothing, it just means you don't understand what the motivation is. Determining that is the very first step to getting where you want to be.